Namaste Narasingaya.
Namaste Narasingaya.
Palatala Dadaile.
Prahlada Dadaine.
Hiranyakashipu Vakshaha.
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha.
Shilatanta Nakalaye.
Shilatanka Nakhalaye.
Dorasingho Parado Nasingho.
Ito Narsingo Parato Narsingo.
Asingamadim Saranam Prapate.
Narasingamadim Sharanam Prapate.
Kavak.
Probably sorry again. Ito Narsingo Parato Narsingo. Tatto Tatto Yato Yami Tatto Narsingo. Bahire Narsinga Ridaye Narsinga. Bahire Narsinga Ridaye Narsinga. Narasingamadim Sharanam Prapate. Narasingamadim Sharanam Prapate.
Kavalkala Kamalavai Naka Buddha Singha Lalita Hiranyakasipu Tanu Bringa.
Tavakala Kamalavare Nakham Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringa.
Ishavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Keshavadvita Narhari Rupa Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Narsingh, Jaya
Narsingh, Jaya Narsingh Mahadev, Narsingh Mahadev, Narsingh Mahadev, Jaya Narsingh Mahadev, Jaya Prahlad Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol. Jai 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 Narsingha Bhagwan ki Jai. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Sorry Prabhuji again today.
Yeah, don't worry. So, Jani, you remember, okay? Yatta yatta yami tato narsimho. That you need to remember, okay? Okay. Hare Krishna Damodaradas Prabhu.
Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Vajja kalpatarubhyasya kripasindhubhya vicha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo.
Okay, let me share my screen. So in our last session, we discussed 11, 12, and 13 in chapter 4. We'll have a quick recap of 11, 12, and 13. So what Krishna is saying 11, 12, and 13. Let us see. So text 11, Lord Krishna is saying, "As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Prusa." Okay. In what mood Okay, in what way, in what path, we approach Krishna, he reward in the same way. Understand? And we discussed different paths or different types of different sections of people, how they try to approach Krishna. Yeah. And then 12, men in this world desire success in fruitive activities, and therefore they worship demigods. Quickly, of course, men get results from fruitive work in this world. One section of people, they worship demigods because they want quick results. Yeah. So, but those are all material benefits. Okay. Sometimes the demigods will give. So, and these are, since they are quick results and they are tangible, people are very much attracted to, those results. That is the reason people worship demigods, expecting some material benefit. And demigods also servants of Krishna. Okay, they are appointed as different ministers, like of different sections. So one point we discussed is, do not equate the Supreme Personality of Godhead with demigods. Do not equate. Okay, so that is one point we discussed. And 13, according to the three modes of material nature and work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet non-doer, being unchangeable. So we discussed about Krishna created Varnasrama, okay, to balance the society. Okay, he is the creator. And yet, he is a non-doer. He doesn't need to do anything. Okay. And also bear in mind, do not consider Krishna belongs to so and so varna, like that. Okay, Krishna is supreme. Krishna doesn't belong to only Brahmanas or only Kshatriyas or only Vaisyas or only Sudras or only Yadavas or only for Gujaratis. Yeah. Because Dwarka is in Gujarat, isn't it? So that's why I am saying, or only wherever, if some nice pastime of Krishna happens next to my my door, then I cannot treat Krishna belongs to my community, or my these regional feelings, caste feelings. Okay, no, on spiritual platform it doesn't work. Understand? Okay, now 14, Krishna is continuing his instructions to Arjuna. Let us see what he is saying in 14. Damodaradas Prabhu, could you please read 14?
Okay, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Namam Karmani Limpanti Name Karma Phale Spraha Yati Mam Yo Vijanati Karma Bhir Nasa Badhyate. The translation is, there is no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reactions of work. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As there are constitutional laws in the material world stating that the king can do no wrong, or that the king is not subject to the state laws, similarly, the Lord, although he is the creator of this material world, is not affected by the activities of the material world. He creates and remains aloof from the creation, whereas the living entities are entangled in the fruitive results of material activities because of their propensity for lording it over material resources. The proprietor of an establishment is not responsible for the right and wrong activities of the workers, but the workers are themselves responsible. The living entities are engaged in their respective activities of sense gratification, and these activities are not ordained by the Lord. For advancement of the sense gratification, the living entities are engaged in the work of this world, and they aspire to heavenly happiness after death. The Lord, being full in himself, has no attraction for so-called heavenly happiness. The heavenly demigods are only his engaged servants. The proprietor never desires the low-grade happiness such as the workers may desire. He is aloof from the material actions and reactions. For example, the rains are not responsible for the different types of vegetation that appear on the earth. Although without such rains, there is no possibility of vegetative growth. Vedic Smriti confirms this fact as follows. Nimitta matram evasau srijyanam sarga karmani pradhana karani bhuta yato vai srijya shaktaya. Sorry. In the material creations, the Lord is only the supreme cause. The immediate cause is material nature, by which the cosmic manifestation is made visible. The created beings are of so many varieties, such as the demigods, human beings, and lower animals, and all of them are subject to the reactions of their past good or bad activities. The Lord only gives them the proper facilities for such activities and the regulations of the modes of nature, but he is never responsible for their past and present activities. In the Vedanta Sutra 2134, it is confirmed, Vaishyamya nirgirnaye na sapekshatavat. The Lord is never partial to any living entity. The living entity is responsible for his own acts. The Lord only gives him facilities through the agency of material nature, the external energy. Anyone who is fully conversant with all the intricacies of this law of karma or fruitive activities does not become affected by the results of his activities. In other words, the person who understands this transcendental nature of the Lord is an experienced man in Krishna consciousness, and thus he is never subjected to the laws of karma. One who does not know the transcendental nature of the Lord and who thinks that the activities of the Lord are aimed at the fruitive results, as are the activities of the ordinary living entities, certainly becomes entangled himself in fruitive reactions. But one who knows the supreme truth is liberated soul fixed in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
Now, see, in previous verses, Krishna mentioned, I have created one Ashtam. Understand? And here Krishna is saying, there is no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for fruits of action. So I have created one Ashtam Dharma. And then Krishna said, people who are expecting fruitive results worship demigods. Okay. And then now here Krishna is saying, like, okay, do not equate me with those who are aspiring fruits of action. Okay, this doesn't applicable to Krishna. Krishna is supreme. Okay, and Krishna is spiritual. Understand? Also, Krishna is nothing to do with this material world actually, or with this Varnashram Dharma. He just created, and he has given us the facilities. Okay, it doesn't mean he is a part of this. Understand? It doesn't mean he is a part of this, and he also undergo the influence of three modes of material nature, and pious sin. These things applicable to Krishna. Okay, and also Krishna also has this material feelings, bondage. And Krishna also expects some material benefits. Okay. Do not misunderstand the nature of Krishna. This is very, very important. He is aloof. He is totally different. Understand? Though he created this Varnashrama, though he created material world, okay, he is completely aloof. He is non-doer. Because we asked, we desired. That's why he created. He did not desire. Understand? You can ask a question, then why he came to this world? He doesn't need to come actually. Yeah. But for ourselves. Okay. So he is appearing for ourselves. To destroy the miscreants and to save his devotees. Okay. To please his devotees. That's why he is, coming to this world millennium after millennium, in so many incarnations. Okay. In the purport Prabhupada mentioned, like there is a company, yeah, head is there, some CEO, something like that. Understand? Okay. Someone, established a company and there are some employees. If the employees does some mistake, okay, it is not the mistake of the, the head. Whoever employee does some mistake, he will be punished or he will be sacked. Understand? So, also Prabhupada mentioned, Krishna has given the facilities. Okay. In winter, there is a facility like, some fire, if we are, some, heaters, radiators. Yeah. Or, we can sit next to the fire. Okay. So that we can get that heat. That's the facility. Now, if I put my hand in the fire or my finger in the fire, it will burn. So, whoever provided the facility, it's not their mistake. Understand? It's my mistake. Okay. So, God gives us the facilities. For example, we know, so many environmental issues, so many environmental problems, yeah, because the human is exploiting the environment. That's why so many earthquakes, yeah, and so many things are happening, volcanoes, so many things are happening. It's not the problem of Krishna. It's not the problem of Krishna. We can ask, why Krishna created this material world and why all these things happening? Because it is because of the human error. That's it. Corona came 2 years back. Okay. The whole world suffered. It's not the problem with Krishna. Though he is the creator of this world, Krishna did not send Corona. Understand? Okay. Because the human is exploiting different resources without using it properly, yeah, legally. Legally means spiritual legally, on spiritual platform. When they are exploiting, these things are happening. So if we misuse the resources in this world, we suffer. Okay. And then atheists say, where is God now? Corona is there. Where is God? God is hidden in the temple. Where is he? Now all doctors are working hard. All nurses are working hard, So where is God? Like that. It's nothing to do with God. He did not say in all these things. Why should he bother? Understand? If we do mistakes, we have to suffer. That's it. If we don't do mistakes, then so we can come out of this world. That is the point. That is the point I would like to make. So that's why very, very important point from this verse is Krishna is beyond all these things, though he is the creator. Krishna is aloof. Krishna is beyond all these things. Krishna doesn't need to do anything. Okay, that is a very, very important point. Yet he created these things like this material world, this one ashram system, and he provided so many facilities. He created because we desire it, and he provided so many facilities so that we can use those facilities and come out of this world. Understand? So that is the key point here we need to understand here. Okay, so Krishna is, see here, the transcendental nature of in other words, the person who understands this transcendental nature of Lord is an experienced man in Krishna consciousness. Yeah, I like a movie hero. Okay, and he wears some, a branded shirt, or all these celebrities, they act in these advertisements. Okay, so that people will, do the same. Yeah, like that. So in the same way, those who understand Krishna properly, he is also transcendental. Okay, Krishna is aloof, Krishna is beyond this material world, Krishna is beyond 3 modes of material nature. Okay, Krishna doesn't need to do anything, but still if he is doing something, you can ask a question. Someone may ask a question like, then why Lord Rama cried? Why Lord Rama has gone through so many things, if he is aloof, like that. So that's why, Ramayana or Mahabharata, we should hear from bona fide devotees. Understand? So that's why, we should understand the nature of Krishna so that we can also become transcendental. Okay, if we understand the nature of Krishna from material point of view, then we don't progress anything. Duryodhana understood Krishna as a peace ambassador, just like any other person, like that. But Pandavas understood Krishna as a transcendental. That is the difference. Okay, Duryodhana attempted to insult Krishna when Krishna went to Hastinapura, for peace talks. Okay, so he did not understand the nature of Krishna. Okay, so that's why Krishna himself declaring here, okay, nothing will affect me and I don't aspire any fruit of action. If you understand this truth, okay, then you will become transcendental. If you don't understand this truth, okay, then you will be bounded within this material world. Now 15, let us move to 50. Shankar Prabhu, could you please read 50?
Hare Krishna. Evam jnatva kritam karma purvair abhi mumukshibhihi kuru karmaiva tasmatvam purvai purvatharam kritam. Translation. All the liberated souls in ancient times acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Therefore, you should perform your duty following in their footsteps. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. There are two classes of men. Some of them are full of polluted material things within their odds, and some of them are materially free. Krishna consciousness is equally beneficial for both of these persons. Those who are full of dirty things can take to the line of Krishna consciousness for a gradual cleansing process following the regulative principles of devotional service. Those who are already cleansed of the impurities may continue to act in the same Krishna consciousness so that others may follow their exemplary activities and thereby be benefited. Foolish persons or neophytes in Krishna consciousness often want to retire from activities without having knowledge of Krishna consciousness. Arjuna's desire to retire from activities on the battlefield was not approved by the Lord. One need only know how to act. To retire from the activities of Krishna consciousness and to sit aloof, making a show of Krishna consciousness, is less important than actually engaging in the field of activities for the sake of Krishna. Arjuna is here advised to act in Krishna consciousness, following in the footsteps of the Lord's previous disciples, such as the sun god Vivaswan, as mentioned herein before. The Supreme Lord knows all his past activities as well as those of persons who acted in Krishna consciousness in the past. Therefore, he recommends the acts of the sun god who learned this art from the Lord some millions of years before. All such students of Lord Krishna are mentioned here as past liberated persons engaged in the discharge of duties allotted by Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. So, Krishna is saying, all the liberated souls in ancient times acted with this understanding. What is that understanding? Who wants to tell? What is that understanding? In previous verse only Krishna mentioned. What is that understanding? Krishna is transcendental. Krishna is aloof. Okay, though he created these things, this material world, one ashram system, all those things, Krishna is aloof. Krishna is a non-doer. Krishna doesn't need to do anything. Krishna is supreme. Krishna, okay, he will not be influenced by three modes of material nature. Okay. So Krishna is spiritual. No, this, the nature of Krishna, the transcendental nature of Krishna. Okay. So all the liberated souls in ancient times, they understood the transcendental nature of Krishna. So Krishna now saying, so you follow them. Okay. So in the here in the purport Prabhupada mentioned, like, Arjuna want to retire as a Kshatriya. No, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. Okay. I will go to forest and meditate. Okay. Non-violence, something like that. But it is not approved by Krishna. Understand? So here, two classes of men are, mentioned. The purport started with, two classes of men. What is it? Some of them are full of polluted material things within their heart. And some of them are really free. Okay. Krishna consciousness is equally beneficial for both of these persons. Those who are full of dirty things can take to the line of Krishna consciousness for a gradual cleaning process. And of course, those who are already cleansed, they will continue. Understand? So, broadly divided into two sections. One are completely materialistic people. The other are completely spiritual people, means materially free. Okay. Those who are materialistic people, they can take Krishna consciousness and start the cleansing process. And those who are spiritual, those who are transcendental, they can continue the same. Okay. So that other people can follow them. Okay. So of course, here Arjuna is not materialistic, but Arjuna has a little, dilemma. Okay. So Arjuna has a little dilemma. Then Krishna is saying, you follow your ancestors. You follow those great, saintly kings in ancient times. They fully understood my transcendental nature. And they are liberated souls. So you follow them. Okay. So don't worry. I am not like Arjuna. No, I am fully materialistic person. I am fully sinful person. It's all right. You start now. Okay. Nothing to worry. Okay. Bhagavad Gita is not for a person who is on Arjuna's level. Definitely not. This is very important. Bhagavad Gita for any type of person, irrespective of age, race, caste, gender, and no matter how degraded he is. The moment you think, okay, let me start something, I am really tired with all my sinful actions, or I am really bored. Yeah, I am feeling like, oh my God, what is this life? Doing all these things. You start. So that's why generally people say, no, we are not that on that level to recite Bhagavad Gita. No, definitely. Bhagavad Gita is for everyone. Yeah. No matter how much you feel you are degraded, you can start the cleansing process and follow the footsteps of those liberated souls who are already in pure consciousness. Understand? That is what Krishna is saying here. And if someone wants to retire from his prescribed duty, it should be approved by Krishna. It should be approved by our scriptures. Then only he can do. Understand? Otherwise, follow the steps of previous disciples. Okay? Yeah. See, all such students of Lord Krishna are mentioned here as past liberated persons engaged in discharge of duties allotted by Krishna. Okay. So, my dear Arjuna, do not create your self-made philosophy like, non-violence. I don't want to kill, like that. Perform your prescribed duty, because in ancient days, great saintly kings who are my disciples, who are my devotees, they followed strictly. You follow their footsteps. That is what Krishna is saying here. Okay, except Shankar Prabhu and Damdalas Prabhu. Anyone else want to volunteer to read verse 16? Yes, Sivraj Prabhu. Yeah. What is your question?
Yeah, Prabhuji, I have one simple question. Like, as each soul or like absolute soul is connected definitely to Krishna, right? In the, like, we have a linkage or connection. So when the devotees, or maybe I'm saying as a normal human being, is passing through the happiness or sorrow or suffering from something, and we are having a definitely one linkage with God, Krishna. So does that like, anyway, as a human being, we feel those things. We feel the sorrow, we feel the materialistic feelings. And I understand that in the spiritual world, those feelings will not be like that. It means we'll not have that kind of feelings at all. But what I can see is, like, when we suppose the devotees are in the suffering and all, the God will come and try to neutralize at least, or like suppress that feelings kind of thing when the suffering. So what I can see is, like, definitely God is having some linkage with this particular materialistic world, at least for managing it or balancing it. But when you are saying that it is not at all related to him, even though he has created it, that is where I was having some dilemma. Like,
yeah,
I can
so
see definitely some relations are there.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely not for himself. That is the key point.
Yeah. But at least what I can say is, like, not for his personal things, I can say for his own things, but as he is in the parts and particles everywhere. So in that way also, I think, like, there will be definitely some bondage, or from bondage in the sense that linkage, connections are there, and he will have that feeling, at least for the positiveness, to save the devotees or save the human beings and all, like that. So his action also will be depend on that, right? As like he comes in every millennium to save the human being or balance the dharma. So his actions are definitely have some linkage with the material world.
Yeah. Not some bondage, Prabhuji, actually. It's a full bondage with living entity. Because living entity is part and parcel of Krishna. That's why Krishna always wants the living entity come back to the spiritual world.
So basically,
that's the
whatever
reason, yes.
action he is doing, whatever action, a cause or some action he will take it, that is only for the devotees,
Exactly.
not for
Exactly.
himself. That is what the bottom line of that one. Like, even though he has
That is
created,
why,
he's not
that
affected
is
by
why,
it.
yeah, that is why Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala. You know, he is very compassionate. He is very, very compassionate. Isn't it? Yeah. So as we discussed many times, he became the chariot driver for Arjuna. Yeah. You know, like he doesn't need to be, isn't it? The key point is he doesn't need to be, but for the, you know, to enjoy his relation with the devotees, he did so many things. Yeah. Even, you know, when Sandipani Muni's son passed away, he bring him back to, you know, alive. So Lord Yama is saying, this is my duty, you know, you only allocated to me, but now you are asking, no, I want him back, like that.
And as Prabhuji, you told right previously, like that he has to come and set some examples, and the devotees has to follow or mesmerize those pastimes and believe in that and continue that understanding. So that is why he will appear and he will give the setting the examples or associations kind of happiness, like that pastimes are very good. So some good pastimes and all.
Yeah.
So
even like, you know, we know, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, incarnation of, you know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna himself came as a devotee.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want to go to this material world as a devotee of myself, so that people can hear, understand. Yeah. So yes, aloof doesn't mean he will just stay there in spiritual world. Krishna is saying, I am aloof, I am beyond all these things. Okay. It is for us to understand his transcendental nature and transcendental supremacy. On top of that, whatever Krishna has done for us, it is all causeless mercy. Yeah. He doesn't need to appear as in a devotee form. And, you know, walking all the way, you know, from here and there, you know, visiting so many places and, you know, preaching, you know, about Krishna consciousness and, you know, knocking door to door and asking, you know, chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, you know, so much stuff he has done, isn't it? Yeah. In as a, you know, as a Lord Ram, okay, so he followed his father's and he became an ideal, you know, set an example as an ideal king. Understand? So all these things Krishna has done. It doesn't mean why I am giving the example of Lord Ram. Lord Ram also cried when Ravan kidnapped Sita. Okay, people question, you are saying he is a god, you know, he is also crying. See, he is also taking the help of Sugriva. See, he is taking the help of monkeys. Yeah. All these things. You know, people say, no, if he is God, you know, why he is doing all these things? No, it is the question like this. That's why one must understand the transcendental nature of, you know, the Lord. Okay, he appeared as a, you know, pig. Yeah, that, you know, nasty animal. Like that, people will question. And of course, in Krishna Leela also, you know, he stole the saris of gopis, you know, what type of god he is. You know? People, atheists will question, you know, for them to question, so many things are there. Yeah. But Krishna is bearing all those blasphemies, isn't it? Yeah. But the true devotee, he will understand the transcendental nature of Krishna. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So who want to read verse 16? Someone please volunteer. Yes, Mata, please. Yeah.
किं कर्म किम् अकर्मेति काव्योऽपि यत्र मोहिता तत्ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वा मोक्षसे शुभात्. Translation: even the intelligent men are bewildered in determining what is action and what is inaction. Now I shall explain to you what action is, knowing which you shall be liberated from all misfortune. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Action in Krishna consciousness has to be executed according to
with
sorry, there was something on the screen. Okay. Action in Krishna consciousness has to be executed in accord with the examples of previous bona fide devotees. This is recommended in the 15th verse. Why such action should not be independent will be explained in the text to follow. To act in Krishna consciousness, one has to follow the leadership of authorized person who are in line of disciplic succession, as explained in the beginning of this chapter. The system of Krishna consciousness was first narrated to Sun God. The Sun God explained it to his son Manu. Manu explained it to his son Ikshvaku, and the system is current on this earth from that very remote time. Therefore, one has to follow in the footsteps of previous authorities in the line of disciplic succession. Otherwise, even the most intelligent men will be bewildered regarding the standard actions of Krishna consciousness. For this reason, the Lord decided to instruct Arjuna in Krishna consciousness directly. Because of the direct instruction of the Lord to Arjuna, anyone who followed in the footsteps of Arjuna is certainly not bewildered. It is said that one cannot ascertain the ways of religion simply by imperfect experimental knowledge. Actually, the principle of religion can only be laid down by the Lord Himself. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. No one can manufacture a religious principle by imperfect speculation. One must follow in the footsteps of great authorities like Brahma, Shiva, Narada, Manu, the Kumaras, Kapila, Prahlad, Bhishma, Shukadev Goswami, Yamraj, Janak, and Bali Maharaj. By mental speculation, one cannot ascertain what is religion or self-realization. Therefore, out of causeless mercy to his devotees, the Lord explains directly to Arjuna what action is and what inaction is. Only action performed in Krishna consciousness can deliver a person from the entanglement of material existence. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Even the intelligent are bewildered in determining what is action and what is inaction. Now I shall explain to you what action is. Knowing which you shall be liberated from all misfortune. So there are two words like karma, action, akarma, inaction. If you remember, I think few months back we discussed this action, inaction, action in inaction, inaction in action. Yeah, I don't know, if any of you remember that one. I prepared a PowerPoint presentation and I explained, the difference, all those things. So, of course, after that, we have some other devotees joined, like Viraj Prabhu, Ambada Prabhu, Manjula Mataji. I don't think they were there that time, but we'll have that discussion. Yeah, I will explain again one more time. So here, Krishna is saying, the intelligent people will be bewildered in determining what is the action, what is inaction. Like that, yeah. So people will confuse. Okay, what exactly I need to do actually, or what is bhakti, or what is the action that pleases Krishna. People will confuse. Okay, or who is God and whom should I satisfy with my actions, like this. So here, Prabhupada clearly mentioned, one must follow in the footsteps of authorities. See, to understand these things, okay, what action pleases Krishna, okay, or what can I do in this life, one must follow in the footsteps of great authorities. And who are those authorities? Brahma, Shiva, Narada, Manu. There is a list given. Okay. So we cannot act according to our mental speculation. It doesn't work. Okay. And in the following verses, Krishna will explain more. Okay. But key point here to understand is, for any action we need to perform, okay, follow the footsteps of great people. So here, Lord, see, therefore, out of causeless mercy to his devotees, this is what I mentioned before as part of last, even as part of Viraj Prabhu's question, causeless mercy, it's completely causeless mercy. Okay. Krishna is appearing in this world and performing so many actions. He is completely causeless mercy. He is showering a causeless mercy on his devotees. Okay, here also, out of that causeless mercy, Lord explains directly to Arjuna what action is and what inaction is. Okay. So, but we will try to understand it more in the next session. Today in my friends group, one of my friend posted one message. So what is that message? So in that message, on one side Gandhiji picture is there, and what Gandhiji mentioned. What did he say? So Gandhiji, prayers of Gandhi, like that. Okay, I don't know whether you can see it or not. Yeah. So Gandhi picture, there is a cross mark, and there is a Lord Vishnu's picture, there is a tick mark, like this. So cross mark. Okay, so what is that? That prayers, Gandhiji. Raghupati Raghava Rajaram, Patita Pavana Sitaram, Ishwar Allah Tere Nam, Sabko Sammati He Bhagavan. Okay, this is what Gandhiji, but what is the real bhajan? So the other side is real bhajan with a tick mark. That is real bhajan. So what is real bhajan? Raghupati Raghava Rajaram, Patita Pavana Sitaram, Sundara Vigraha Meghashyam, Ganga Tulasi Shalagram. Maybe Shaligram. Ganga Tulasi Shaligram. Bhadra Giriswara Sitaram, Bhakta Janapriya Sitaram, Janaki Ramana Sitaram, Jaya Jaya Raghava Sitaram. Jaya Raghunandana, Jaya Sitaram, Janaki Vallabha Sitaram. This is original prayer. Okay. Anyway, Gandhiji changed it to Raghupati Raghava Rajaram, Patita Pavana Sitaram, and then he changed it. Ishwara Allah Tere Nam, Sabko Sammati He Bhagavan. Okay. Since Gandhi is, the nation of, father of nation, and many people follow him. Okay. This prayer became very popular. People will sing this prayer, but not the original one. Okay. So until now, I don't know the real prayer, but I know this is not the right prayer because I heard in one of the lectures in our temple, but I didn't know the real prayer. Today only, I read it. The moment he posted, I felt very happy because I understood the real prayer. Okay. Immediately comments, the comments, many years in India, different people, there are clashes between different people, and then Gandhiji came and he united them. Now again you are posting this message to create some differences between people, like that. And someone is saying, like, keep two things aside in this group. One is religion, the other one is politics. Keep these two things aside. Yeah, like that. And different people are correct. Yes, yes, yes. And finally, my friend who posted this one, he left the group. He posted a message saying, I just posted for people to understand what is the real prayer. That is only my intention. But people are attacking me with their words. And he left the group. Like that. So many people don't know what is the real prayer. Understand? So whatever great people do, common man follows, isn't it? Okay, that according to time, place, and circumstance, yet to that time, to avoid clashes, yes, all religions should, unite and stay together in a, peace and harmony. So in that, mood, Gandhiji spoke, this bhajan, okay, because he is the father of nation. Understand? But there is nothing wrong to understand what is the real bhajan, what exactly, glorified by Lord Ram, what are those things? There is nothing wrong in understanding. It is not at all related to religion. Lord Ram doesn't belong to any religion. We are not pointing Gandhiji, yeah, but the thinking of people is like that. People doesn't accept, oh, there is some real bhajan is there, but Gandhiji spoke these words, added these two to maintain some peace and harmony within the society, but some real bhajan is there. Even people are not ready to accept it. Understand? Speculation, okay, misunderstanding, our national leaders, whatever, so many things. That is the reason, we should be very, very careful of these things. Understand? Secularism came in this country in this Kali Yuga, isn't it? But ages, more than 5,000 years now, Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. In those days, there is no word like secularism, isn't it? In none of the yugas, Satya Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, of course, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga. In these three yugas, there is no word like secularism. This word born in this Kali Yuga, that too in this modern age. Okay, it doesn't mean don't try to understand all these things. That is religion. Religion divides people, yeah? Like that. So we are not, ours is not fake religion. That's when we are spiritualists. Ours is Vedanta Dharma. Okay, we follow Vedanta Sutra. Understand? So don't fall in the trap. I felt very bad. He just posted it just to educate the people what is the real prayer. Okay, immediately people, started attacking, So, which is very, very unfortunate. That's why there is a difference between spirituality and religion. Okay. And also, there is a difference between speculative knowledge and the real transcendental knowledge. We are really very, very fortunate because Prabhupada taught us the pure transcendental knowledge. There is no speculation at all. Krishna means Krishna, that's it. Okay. So no one else equals to Krishna. Yes, Viraj Prabhu.
Prabhuji, thank you for sharing that sloka, actually the full explanation and all. So I was remembering, or I was trying to recall the similar sloka or similar half sloka, which was misinterpreted, or you can say other way around. So like ahimsa paramo dharma. So
Yes.
that is only one line is known to everyone, but the second line, dharma himsa tathevcha.
Exactly, yes.
So that second line was never taught or never
Yes.
has come under the explanation to everyone and all. So that is where, like, even that when you said about Gandhiji, so because I remember someone was telling me, I don't know about exact thing, but some example, like if someone slaps on you on your cheek one time, it's like we have to, we don't have to raise our hand, but we have to give our second cheek, something like that. So actually that is not the way. Like it depends on your existence and your things, survival kind of thing. For your defense, definitely you should take a weapon and execute. Yeah, but that weapon has to be for your defense, especially. Or
that is what Krishna mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Arjuna
Bhagavan
wanted to
himself
other
is
side.
that, right? Yeah. Bhagavan himself is doing, but to save the dharma.
True,
that is
true.
where the understanding is. So that
True,
is
true.
that is where I came to know, or I'm trying to recall that the second phrase I got reminded, like ahimsa paramo dharma
Hmm.
is there definitely, but dharma hinsa tathaivacha. That
Yes,
second line was never exposed to many people.
yes, true, true. That's why, they take only the portion, the portion of people, the portion of, the lines. So here actually Arjuna want to show other side. Duryodhana slapped many times. Yeah. But Arjuna, when the battle is, he is about to fight, he is saying, no, Krishna, no, I want to show other side, let him do whatever. Krishna said, no. That is not the prescribed duty. That is not our philosophy. You again slap, do a reverse slap. Because that protects dharma. That protects dharma. So the violence is necessary, violence is required when we need to protect dharma. True, Prabhuji. I agree. I also read that verse. Like, people take only the first one and, just misinterpret and thinking Vedic philosophy means these people don't know anything. These people are very, what you call, cowards. Yeah, like that.
I think I remember, Prabhuji, in one of your class previously, you were telling that when the anger is required in our devotional service, also when that anger should come,
yeah,
which is meant for dharma, basically to save the dharma or to make sure we should sow sometime that anger.
Yeah.
We should not always keep our hand like binded like that. So we should say, or we should react basically.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, now let Shankar Prabhu, don't stop recording. Now let us take the darshan of devotees. If you switch on your videos, we will take your darshan. Thank you, Madhavi Mataji.
Hare
You are
Krishna,
outside
sorry
somewhere.
Prabhuji, late to join.
That's fine, Mataji, don't worry. Anyway, Mataji, you can watch this recording. Now we have this facility of recording. Yeah, when you have time,
Okay.
watch the recording and try to understand. Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
right. Manjula Mataji, I think Manjula Mataji left. Okay, fine. Now let us take darshan of the deities, then you can stop. Gaurnitai, Baldev Subhadra.
Jai Shri Shada Gokulam Devi.
Okay, so thank you very much. We'll wind up
Thank you,
here.
Prabhu.
Dhanala's Prabhu, you stay online.
Okay, Prabhu.